Dan, we're speaking ahead of Tuesday's trip to Reading, but if we can start with, firstly, your reflection on Saturday's win at Port Vale.
Yeah, fantastic result. Moments within that game where I thought we were outstanding in possession, created some really good chances. Again, to score 3 goals away from home is fantastic from the players. I think a really good opportunity to learn and improve off the back of probably the start to that game. I think if we're going into Reading tomorrow night, we have to start the game faster with more discipline, more clarity over what the game requires from us. And we need to understand what we have to do in that first 10-15 minutes to give ourselves a platform to then go on and win the game.
After a few good performances on the road, but maybe some disappointing results, we're unbeaten in the last 3, picking up 7 points. What do you attribute that turnaround to turn those performances into points?
Well, I think the main thing was actually having the performance level, and we trusted that performance level would culminate in results. I think we've been really consistent with our approach to these games, and again, the group, as it grows and it probably builds its confidence and its understanding of what the game requires from it, it's able to go out there and do that in those tough away environments. So yeah, really pleased for the players that they're starting to see the rewards for their work. But we understand, again, Reading tomorrow night is going to be another tough opposition. We're
seeing goals from all across the pitch this season as well. I mean, is it pleasing? You know, Jayden's got 13 goals for us this season, but we're not just relying on him and Josh and that up front to score the goals. We're seeing them from all across the pitch. Is that something that's pleasing to see?
Yeah, I think on the flip side of that, there was a moment in maybe the 93rd minute on Saturday, and a cross came in and Jayden Stockley ended up getting a flick, but we had all 11 players back in our defensive third in that moment. So if ever there's an example of how we defend as a team, it was that moment. And on the flip side, like you say, we attack as a team. I think it's maybe been 6-7 times this season that we've scored 3 goals in a game, or 3 or more goals in a game. And I think that's a real strong sign of the way that if we get ahead in games, that we keep going for the next goal, we keep trying to win the game. And again, that's a positive mentality that we want to keep building on.
Reading are level with us on points, and we had that 1-1 draw back in October, which was a very tight affair. Are you expecting kind of another tight game tomorrow?
Yeah, I think they'll, knowing Liam and Rob from my time at Rotherham, I know how well organised they'll be. I know that their players will understand their job roles and be ready for the game. So yes, there'll be an organised opposition. They're full of talented individuals. I think they'll have a lot of young players that go on to have really successful careers. But at the same time, we're ready for it. We're in a good moment as a group. We've done our preparation, and we feel like we're ready for this game. And now it's about going out there and performing to the highest possible level.
Personally, you work with the players on a daily basis in training, so you've seen how they've developed over this season. How impressed have you been with the group since the start of the season?
Yeah, really impressed. Whether it was the 5 a.m. gym sessions in pre-season, whether it's been the Wednesdays where we've had in-house games against the under-18s or against ourselves, there's been so much work behind the scenes that the players have put in, and on the whole, they turn up ready to work every single day, bring good energy. I feel like they want to develop as individuals, and then as a collective, they grow off the back of that. So, yeah, I'm really pleased that the processes they've brought into are coming to fruition with the results as a group. And I feel like on an individual basis, there's been lots of improvement across the team.
And one player who's broken through in the last few weeks is Liam Oakes. How impressed have you been with how he's settled into League One football? Because he's been thrown in a bit at the deep end, and he's been battered around the pitch a little bit at times, but he bounces straight back up, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I think Liam came back ready in the summer, so whilst he's only just sort of getting into the team now, I think his preparation started 6-7 months ago, so that's huge credit to Liam, huge credit to the academy staff for the preparation they've put into him. And I think, again, the training that he takes part in every day has helped prepare him for League One. Now, nothing gets you ready for, like I said earlier, the tackle that Ojo, or the header that he went up for when he really got put on his backside, but there's nothing that prepares you for that moment. But in terms of getting yourself as ready as you possibly can be, the way that you train day in, day out is as close as you can get to it. And Liam trains properly, the group trains properly, so that when he gets that opportunity, he's ready for it.
With this group of younger players, is it hard for them because they're going straight into League One? Whereas when you look back to a few years ago, you had the likes of Josh, Archie, Joel, Harry, all those players who were breaking through at League Two level. So the step up is a lot higher that they have to break into.
Yeah, I think the step up's higher. I think if you look at those boys, their real breakout season, Archie was earlier, but their real breakout season was actually in the COVID year. So not the same in terms of the crowds that are in, but I mean, what a challenge for the players, what a challenge for the academy players that are hopefully coming in the future to be able to look and see George Birch at Man City, to see Liam Oakes playing in the first team, and that's what you want those players that are there now to inspire the future. That's what's always happened in the past, and it's important that continues. So yes, it's a fantastic challenge, but what an opportunity if you can take it.
Yeah, we've spoken to Gary and Kev about it recently, but obviously the season was split up into blocks this season. How beneficial have you found it as a coach? And is it something kind of new to yourself as well, this approach?
Yeah, it is new in terms of the way that we've broken the blocks up. There's probably bits of it that you've done without thinking about in the past, but it's made it more of a conscious effort to understand the start and the finish of the blocks, to prepare for a block and to review a block. I think that's probably the biggest thing that it's done, is it's forced us to have good habits in terms of reviewing. And again, we sat down this morning, and before we started talking about Reading, we spoke about what behaviours and habits we're starting to see in games that we feel are winning us games. So it's very easy after you lose a game to come in and do a review and say, this needs to be better or anything else. But actually at the moment, we're looking at what's winning us games, and then can we continue to do those things? Can we continue to improve those different aspects of the game? Because that's what we want to continue doing.
It was great to see Jack McMillan back involved after a short spell out injured. How are we looking otherwise, fitness-wise, ahead of tomorrow?
Yeah, we had a full group training today, other than Jake Doyle-Hayes, who has a slightly different recovery process from games. The players have really good energy out on the pitch today. They trained well. They've done everything they can to prepare for the game, and now we've got to get ready for the journey up there, the preparation tomorrow, and again making sure that we're ready to start that game.
It's been a very difficult season for Pedro Borges this season as well, who's yet to feature with his injuries. Do you have any update on how he's progressing?
Well, what I can say about Pedro is there's no one that's working harder to get his body where it needs to be. I think the big thing for Ped is to understand that patience is as important as the effort that he's putting in every day to improve his situation. He's got the full support of everyone at the club, the medical team, the coaches, and I think he's just got to understand that your body heals at different rates, and we're patient as a club. We'll be here to support him, to help him every step of the way, and he's just got to continue to trust the people that he's working with.
And just to finish well, looking like around 500 plus should be making the trip on Tuesday night to Reading. I mean, their sport's going to be important again, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible. There's nothing better than just before we go off in the warm-up, as you applaud the fans and you go in, you can feel the game's ready. And the same after a game, being able to look at those people that have put so much effort into to come into that game, to know that you've made them happy or to make them proud of the work that the players have put in, that's what we do it for. So yeah, let's try and make sure that tomorrow night's another positive night for everyone involved, and we really appreciate every effort that everyone makes to come to these games.